Hey there fellas, Alex bringing you a quick little bench update for progression of what we've been working on lately. Let's go ahead and just first start off with the E-50. Let me go ahead and grab a quick reference so you all can understand a little bit better. A little plans for this. Alright, now, let's just go ahead and work this one in. It's drying right now, just put a filter on it. This will be whitewashed. The camo job that I ended up doing on this, I tried masking large areas of it, and it just came out like crap. To me at least. I don't like it at all. So the whitewash and the weathering process on this tank will be somewhat heavy just to cover up a lot of the parts on it that I really just am not happy with at all. But other than that, the construction of this tank went together really well, straight out of the box. I didn't have any aftermarket accessories on it, but it went together really nice. If you want a really nice, good look on this tank finished, Panzermeister 36 did an excellent job on his E-50. Definitely a beautiful, beautiful whitewash that he did on it, so bravo Evan, you did a great job on that one. And for what I did here, this isn't done quite yet, but since this tank was never completely, well, it was never built. So what I like to do here is I just primed it black and then did the Tamiya's Hull Red for the anti-rust, kind of a primer in a sense that the Germans would put on these vehicles. I know Homika Barkas, when he built the Jagdpanther G2 by Dragon, he stated that the Germans towards the end of the war, they also used a green sort of a primer for it, that he actually went into great detail into that with the build, and especially with the final reveal. The tank looks absolutely gorgeous. But it was I wanted to go ahead and leave this anti-rust dark red primer. And for what I'm trying to do, hopefully the glare won't be terrible on this, but in Tamiya's Model Magazine International, there is an article in here of one of Tamiya's very, very cheap and affordable Panthers. I've actually built this kit. It was one of the first German vehicles I've ever done, and was actually the first camouflage I've ever done, but I can't recall where in God's name I put it. Somewhere in the room, but anyways, this whole finished model is what inspired me to go ahead and do on the E-50. Unfortunately, probably won't be as good. This is an absolutely beautiful model. Doing the same processes of using the entire camouflage for the hull, and then whitewashing it. The hairspray technique is the one that I always use for whitewashes, but unfortunately on this vehicle it did not work well, but that was partially my fault, for I ended up mixing up the steps for wanting to build it faster. So when you rush it, usually, at least in my case, when you want something done, you try to do it faster, and you usually just screw up the whole process in the meantime. But we're going to go ahead and make do with what we got. So, just like on many of my vehicles, especially German, once everything is done curing, I'm going to go ahead and mask off the gun mantle, and this gun will be probably painted in a dark, probably Tamiya German gray, just to go ahead and set more of an off tone for the vehicle. So once this is dry, there'll be another coat of gloss will go over it, and then from there I'm still debating whether or not to add decals on it. Probably won't. Or maybe I'll do a kind of like a freehand, either a swastika or a unit markings or something on it. We'll go ahead and see it from there. But for right now, this is going to go ahead and sit idle. I did order a bunch of winter weathering products from Scale Hobbyists just a few days ago, so that when that comes in, this tank will go ahead and definitely get a complete overhaul. And will actually almost, I want to say, will be done within the weekend. So hopefully that'll go ahead and work. Unfortunately, with this vehicle, the tracks I really do not like, but for just for time's sake, pretty much, just so I can go ahead and finish up the rest of my projects, I'm gonna go ahead and try to use them. They are stiff as hell. They are a complete mother F to go ahead and work with. These are some really thick, nasty tracks. And unfortunately, again, skipping a bunch of steps just to go ahead and jump forward to finish the model, I ended up putting on the fenders, and trying to put these tracks on with the wheels fastened to the vehicle and the fenders probably just multiplied the difficulty by 100, and I just want to punch myself in the face every time I look at these. So the vehicle itself will be nice and easy. I have a lot of fun building it, and then for the final product I will probably end up breaking it with these tracks, like usual. But, so that's the plan what we got here for the E-50 while that's drying. Let's go ahead and move that over. And I'm pretty my whole Russian arsenal that's been going on has now had its matte coat on it, and now all I need to do is just work on chipping. Probably will just leave the 1/72nd scale alone. But the vehicles are just about done. They have their matte coat on it, and now it's just time for the weathering process. But once again, some of the few weather effects that I did order will be coming in. So by weekend's time, I'm going to have a lot of work to do. I have 3 Russian vehicles I got to work on, and about 15 figures that are still in the process. Only 2 so far have been painted, but just the bodies. Still have to do the faces on them, and they're just two tank crewmen out of, I think there'll be about six to 8 on the diorama, and that doesn't include all the figures. For the rest of the soldiers, I think there will be about 10, roughly 10 to 12 soldiers, minus the tank crew. Despite that, another piece we've been working on, just for shits, just because it was cool and it was cheap, I wanted to pick up a little Airfix model, because Airfix, especially now, is, from what I've seen, I'm not an aircraft guy. This is really going out of my realm right now, although I do have a Tamiya P-51D and 4 109s, 2 by Hasegawa, 1 by Academy, and 1 by Airfix, the new Airfix 109 E4, I believe, or E3. Andy, Tactical Jackalope, ended up showing off that kit, and it's pretty much what wanted me to go get it. But I heard that their 1/72nd scale kits are absolutely great, so I wanted to go ahead and I picked up the Folan Nat T1, which is a British training aircraft. This particular model that's depicted was a British trainer in 1964. So it looks like a great small little plane. I just wanted to go and just throw it together, doing some dry fitting. But once it's all together, it's a perfect fit. Absolutely great little aircraft. Still have to do the interior. I'm going to go ahead and look up some photos for the interior of this aircraft. So I really don't know much about it. This will be probably the most modern completed model that I'll go ahead and make at the moment. Speaking of modern models, excuse me, the Leopard hasn't had any much done to it yet, for I'm still trying to accumulate paints and other resources to go ahead and finish that. So I'm really just opening up a ton of things, just trying to stay busy on the modeling. Although school is probably more of a primary than this, but that'll be our dirty little secret. Shh, don't tell Mom. Anyways. And for the group builds that I mentioned earlier, I mentioned in a previous video, no information will be let out yet on the Operation Husky build or the Italian campaign build. Still not quite sure what I want to do there, but despite that, I would definitely keep everyone updated, especially Geeky Rocket and a few others that wanted to go ahead and get some more information. Hey, look, PPS. H, where did you go? Right over here. Just stay there. Okay, anyways. But I did talk Panzermeister 36 and myself for Evan's latest video when he showed off a few of his models that he ended up entering into one of the model competitions. Great job on all your models, dude. Definitely you do great job on everything. And definitely congratulations on your models. I can't wait to go. I haven't been to a show yet, which is insane when I say that to some people. They just give me the bug eye and look at me like I'm crazy. But no, I have not yet. And everyone at my model community and model club here at home just keeps telling me, come on, let's go, let's enter, just bring something in. Who knows, you might win, you might not, who cares, you're gonna have fun anyways. But, despite that, he ended up mentioning that he got Tamiya's new Nashwan self-propelled, or tank destroyer. And I brought up to him that we should go ahead and do a buddy build together. Now, I don't have Tamiya's, although it looks like a gorgeous model for being 2014, but I do have Dragons. Now, this kit is phenomenal. I honestly can't wait to build it. There's very few parts to it. This says here only 464, which is nothing to Dragon kits. Probably half of that number almost is just the link tracks alone, if they count that. I'm going to see if I can probably get some aftermarket tracks for it. If you can buy magic tracks separately, I would love to do that. I don't know if I haven't checked that. If so, if anyone is watching the video, please. Andy would probably be a good person to ask for that. He knows all sorts of little places to go to online to go and find cool things like that. But Panzer 36 and myself will probably do a buddy build for the Nash 1 buddy build. And if so, I'd definitely like to go ahead and do a playlist series on that. So if we go ahead and get the ball rolling, which will be after I finish the Russian Advanced Dio, we'll go ahead and throw together this Nash 1 early version by Dragon, and Mini Arts German self-propelled gun crew. Now Dragon also makes a gun crew, self-propelled gun crew kit, figure kit set, wow, can't speak at all, in winter camouflage. I believe they're Gen 2 series, and they are absolutely phenomenal. Kind of expensive, about 20 bucks for like 3-4 guys. I think there's 4. And I believe it only comes with just 1 or 2 shells. Not quite sure, but these will be the kits that will go together with this buddy build that we'll go ahead and get more information in. Definitely, Evan, I'll go ahead and talk to you a bit more about it, get more of the details in. But once we're all done, since both of us are quite busy, I know you're doing the Fall of the Reich. My entry for Fall of the Reich is really taking a slow turn for the Battle of Silo Heights for the lack of materials. So, if it's not too much trouble, once the Fall of the Reich group builds come in definitely close to an end, which I believe if it ended already, I have no idea. I haven't talked about it in forever, but I'd rather take the Russian Advanced Dio and make that my Fall of the Reich entry. Once everything's all said and done, then afterwards we'll definitely talk more about the Italian campaign group build, which I'll keep everyone posted on that, and the Nash 1 buddy build. Alright guys, oh, and lastly, let me go ahead and move these children out of the way. Got a couple of new things. We have, this is this a new Dragon kit? No, it's from 2003. Okay. We have Panzer Crew Achtung Jawohl from France, 1944. I'm going to add these figures with the Dragon's Panther G with molded Zimmerit. I believe I showed in a previous video. I've never done a Normandy build or Normandy themed build yet, but I'll definitely I'm going to use these figures and the Panther out of that. Next we have just a nice little interesting vehicle. We have Dragon's armored 1/4 ton 4x4 truck, or the Willys Jeep, that's been up armored. And these are all the metal sheets are photo etch parts in this kit. Smart kit, and the unusual part of this kit itself that really intrigued me doing it is the bazooka mount. So it's almost as if it's like a tank destroyer Willys unit, or something along those lines. But it looked really interesting. It was a half-off kit, so I picked it up for just about 15-16 bucks. It's great detail on the inside. Absolutely phenomenal looking kit, so I'm going to probably add this actually with the Panther, with the figures. I want to go and get them built. And lastly, my model club, in order to get more funds, if you will, we always have a raffle every month when we meet up, and putting with raffle tickets, and we'll auction off some kits. And last time on Thursday we actually did raffle off, and I won this little beauty. To me is German armored car, and it does come with photo etch parts. The grenade cage, at least what it is all photo etch metal, and the 20mm barrel is of aluminum. So it looks really, really nice, beautiful looking kit. I did some dry fitting of the upper and lower parts of the hull in this vehicle, and they go together seamlessly. I mean, absolutely beautiful. So I can't wait to bust this one open. It'd be a great little kit. I already have some ideas with a early Operation Barbarossa diorama type build that I have in mind for way later on in the future, but this would go perfect with it. And lastly, from the same gentleman that I received a couple of tanks from due to water damage, but were perfectly fine, he ended up giving me a 1/9 scale German Panzer Grenadier, the Großdeutschland Regiment, by ESCI. I don't know if that's a word, but it's an Italian company. He started it up a few years ago, so it's mainly painted. Most of it is, but there's a lot that's missing and a lot that's not done. So this will be my first figure of a large scale that I'll go ahead and put together. I'll actually probably start this guy soon, since he's about 60% done as is. Definitely finish him up. I'm going to have to get some aftermarket decals, where the decals they just corroded away, basically. They just look absolutely like crap. The decal themselves is probably as thick as a playing card, so it is just awful. I know Cohen bashes Tamiya so bad for their decals, of which I believe we all should. No one said that, but anyways, these are just absolutely awful, absolutely awful. But hope I can go ahead and stump my stuff with some flesh paint. Really don't have a lot of figure work, but we always got to start somewhere, so might as well. Alright guys, sorry for rambling on a bit. I know this video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to go ahead and leave you off there. If anyone, again, if you have any kits in mind that you'd like to see, please let me know. I'd be happy to go ahead and oblige in making a video for you. And for anybody interested in the Italian campaign group build, if you're interested, if you want to know more, if you want to maybe throw in something like, hey, why don't we also, if we do Italian campaign, do this, or would this be cool, or this or that. If you have any ideas or want to go ahead and just throw them out there, please throw them in the description, or throw them in the comment section, please. I'd like to go ahead and get back. And once the Russian Advanced Dio is done, we'll go ahead and definitely start talking into probably starting up the Italian campaign. So please, tell your friends and family, tell your mothers, everybody, please. I'd like to go ahead and hear some feedback on it. And until then, I hope you enjoyed. Keep your stick on the ice. See you later, guys.